The show begins with a baby who has been placed in a kind of underground sanctuary. We don't know why the baby is kept there, but what we know is a robot is being given a task to take care of the baby as her mother. The robot takes care of her, teaches her everything about Earth, and finally gives her a name called Eva. When Eva starts to walk, the robot realizes that the little child needs a playmate and gives her a doll which she calls Miko. When Eva clocks 6, she gets tired of playing with dolls and wants to play with real friends, but the robot tells her she can find friends on the surface, but now is not the time for that. On her 7th birthday, Robot gifts her with an Omnipod device that obeys her every instructions and gives her answers to all questions. Eva commands it to open the door to the sanctuary so she can play with real friends, but the device tells her she can only be able to leave the sanctuary if she passes her final test. Robot takes Eva to meet a hologram who calls himself Cadmus, who is here to explain why she can't go to Earth now. Cadmus reveals to be the one who helped create the underground sanctuary she's living in right now. He explains that it wasn't safe for people to leave on the surface anymore. The Earth was very sick and it needed time to get better without the humans. So lots of kids like her were being raised on an underground sanctuary to keep them safe and train them to face what is to come on Earth. Eva is trained on how to climb walls, how to plant, how to cook, calculations, and so on. Few years later, when Eva turns 16, Robot tells her the time has come for her to take the test which determines if she's ready to go to the surface or not. Eva is nervous, but something that has never happened before occurs. She hears a strange noise from a restricted passageway and decides to know what's in there. She breaches the door security, and when she wanders around this passageway, she finds a write-up telling Eva to find her. She finds a tight hole that leads to the surface, but is disappointed she can't pass through. But her sadness turns to joy when she sees a creature close by. She shouts so the creature can help her out of the sanctuary, but things didn't go as she expected as the creature shoots a gun at her. Eva runs away back inside the sanctuary and fears the creature chases her. Robot, seeing this, activates security protocols, but lasers and bullets cannot kill this creature. With no other choice, Robot decides to open the door to the surface for Eva to escape, while she decides to stay behind to hold off the creature. Eva, who is now finally on the surface, runs inside the forest but falls unconscious. When she wakes up in the morning, Eva discovers that she is in a world unlike anything she expected. It is nothing like the holographic simulation she had been brought up on, as she encounters many dangerous and alien species of plants and animals that even her Omnipod device fails to identify. While looking for food, she sees a person and runs to him. She gets trapped by a gigantic plant, but she gets saved by the person she was running after, who turns out not to be a human, but an alien. She is scared at first, but as the alien removes the plant trap on her leg and drinks its water, she realizes it means no harm to her. The alien name is revealed to be Rovender. Eva tries to communicate with him, asking if it has seen any human like her, but as soon as the alien finishes drinking, it goes away, ignoring her every question. While she begs Rovender to at least talk to her, Rovender closes her mouth, sensing the presence of Bastille, the hunter beast. The beast captures them with his gun and hangs them upside down on a tree. Eva figures out a way to free herself, and to her surprise, she sees her robot mother at the beast camp. She also sees a captured large behemoth in the camp called Otto, who doesn't talk but speaks to Eva through her mind. He promises to be friendly to her if she frees him. Eva frees Otto, and it decides to serve as distraction as the beast chases it into the forest, which gives Eva the chance to free Rovender as well. Eva carries her unconscious robot mother in her arm, looking for a way to escape, but the beast confronts them. Otto quickly places them all on his back while being chased by the beast. Unfortunately, they got to a dead end with no way to escape, but Otto decided to jump down the cliff to dodge a shot from the beast gun. To Eva's surprise, Otto can actually fly, but Otto tells her he isn't flying but just gliding. He takes them far away from the beast, and she happily thanks him for his help, but all problems is not solved, as her robot mother is still unconscious. She tries to search Rovender's bag to find something that can get her mother's bod reconnected, but Rovender stops her. Instead, he gives her a gum. When Eva puts the gum in her mouth, she begins to understand Rovender language. He gave it to her only to tell her to be quiet as she talks too much. Her robot mother wakes up but suddenly attacks Rovender, seeing him as a threat, but Eva explains to her everything. Eva finds a patch on Rovender clothing which she believes belongs to the humans. Rovender tells her he found it in a shop in a town called Lacus. She makes a deal with him, which is to give him her Omnipod device, which he can sell, in exchange for leading them all to Lacus. As they begin their journey to Lacus, Eva hears a cry for help somewhere in the forest and traces the sound. She sees a baby stand sniper whose claws is caught in a trap. Rovender warns her not to go close to it because it's dangerous, and its mother might be somewhere close by. Eva doesn't mind taking the risk to save its life, but when she tries to do so, the hunter beast shows up, forcing them all to go into hiding. The beast captures the baby sniper, and upon not seeing anyone else around, it flies away. They finally arrived at Lacus, the most beautiful place Eva has seen so far on this planet. Ravender tells them they won't be welcomed in this place because they are not citizens, but fortunately there is a spiderfish race going on today, so the citizens won't notice them, but he covers them with Lacus attires just in case, while Otto is told to wait outside. They finally found the shop in Lacus where Ravender got the patch from. Eva asks the shop owner called Caruncle, who once sold the patch to Rovender, to tell her where he got it from. But as a businessman he is, Caruncle refuses to give them any answers unless they pay 500 shellacs. Seeing they don't have the money, he bounces them out of his shop. As Eva thinks on how she is going to get 500 shellacs, a citizen in Lacus suggests she can bet on spider fish races to get the money. She goes to register for the race, but having no valuable items at hand, Eva had to take the risk to place her robot mother on the bet. If she loses, neither will she get the money, nor her robot mother back. Eva mistakenly picks the slowest spiderfish for the race, making Rovender so sure that she is going to lose. When the race begins, her spiderfish was losing at first, but Eva finds a way to communicate with it through her mind to motivate it, and shockingly, her spiderfish wins the race. Winning the race means winning the bet, so Eva is able to win the 500 shellacs, and her robot mother is giving back to her. She gives Rovender the money for safekeeping as tomorrow morning they will go to Caruncle's shop and pay him for the information she needs. Night has arrived, and the hunter beast can find them any moment, so Robot suggests they find shelter. Rovender knows just a place as he takes them to his brother's place called Fiskane, who has a lovely wife called Hostia, and 2 kids who are so happy to see Rovender, their uncle. While the kids play, Eva hat falls off, leaving Rovender relatives shocked, realizing she's a human. Rovender explains how he found her and assures them that she means no harm. After they had dinner, Rovender decided to go somewhere for the night, but promised to return in the morning, leaving Eva and Robot at the house. Hostia tells Eva that seeing Rovender with her is the first time she has seen him almost smile. Rovender used to be always happy, but everything changed when he lost his family. Later that night, the kid shows Eva a room to sleep for the night. They told her about Darius, someone who knows a lot about humans, and shows her where she stays. At midnight, Eva sneaks out and climbs up to Darius' house. When she enters it, she meets Darius, who turns out to be a magician and the giver of answers. But he only gives answers on what has already happened. But before he gives answers to anyone, they must present him with a gift. Darius asks for her happy memories, which Eva didn't hesitate to give. Darius then decides to answer her questions on where the humans are. He reveals that this planet was once called Earth. He tells a story on how he arrived on Earth with his fellow alien species, led their king, Ojo, who perceived the planet to be an open plain, lit with the potential of life. But the humans attacked and killed almost all of them, but didn't stop, as Darius says they destroyed the planet and buried themselves with it. The remaining alien survivors decides to rebuild the planet and changes it from Earth to what they call Orbona. Eva could not believe the humans could do this. Darius looks at her happy memories and is angry to discover Eva is a human, the kind who hunted them down. He furiously orders her out of his house, calling her a monster. Eva is sad that her kind would do such terrible things. They were supposed to rebuild the planet, but Darius said they destroyed it. While she cries, feeling she might be the only human, she remembers the patch which she believes belongs to a human and goes to find out where it came from. She meets Rovender, who turns out to have spent half the money of the bet they were supposed to use to pay Caruncle for informations. Rovender doesn't want to help her on her quest and tells her to be on her own from now on. Eva goes alone to meet Caruncle with half the money. She has no choice but to reveal she's a human, saying she can tell him the usefulness of every human item in his shop if he tells her where he got the patch from. Caruncle tells her he got the patch from Solus, the capital of this planet. He stretches his hand to give her a map to get there, but Eva gets her leg caught in the hunter-beast trap. Zin, an advisor to the queen, will offer a good price to anyone who catches the human he heard off. That's why Caruncle captured her with his trap to hand her over to Zin. He calls the hunter-beast, who turns out to be working for Zin, to his shop. The beasts show up in seconds to capture Eva and take her to Zin, but Eva manages to free herself from Caruncle's trap and hides herself in a carriage, making the beast to lose trace of her. Eva runs back to meet Robot, but they get into an argument as Robot doesn't want her to go to Solas, where Eva intends to find a human there. She lids Robot angrily, and with no other choice, she decided to willingly let herself get captured by the hunter beast, since he is going to Solas. Ravender feels guilty after seeing the captured Eva on the hunter beast flying machine. The hunter beast takes Eva inside the palace of Solas and delivers her to Zin, the advisor to the queen. Zin calls for the presence of Queen Ojo, who is not comfortable to see her as the aliens believe humans have the ability to melt brains. She orders her guards, some gigantic beings, to lock her up, while Zin is ordered by Loroc to do an experiment on her. Eva escapes from the guards and runs away. She meets Queen Ojo, who is about to call the guards, but Eva threatens to melt her brain if she does, although in her mind, it's not something she can actually do. After a little conversation, Queen Ojo learned that Eva is not actually bad as what she was told humans are, and they become friends. The queen takes Eva to a place in the palace where her dad, the former king, stored different ancient human artifacts. Her father loved all the things humans made, that's why he stored them here. Queen Ojo explained to Eva that she has no power in the palace. After the king died, the powers was placed in the hands of this alien called loroc until the queen finishes her education. Queen Ojo, who sees Eva as her first and only friend, decided to assist her in finding other humans. She takes Eva to a place where she stored one of the most greatest human artifact, a car, which she calls the goldfish. She tells Eva to take the car and use it to find her people, but Zin and Loroc shows up. Loroc orders the guards to capture her even when the queen begs to let Eva be, calling her a friend. Loroc tells Zin, who is not just the palace advisor but also a scientist, to make experiment on her because he wants to find out how a fragile, weak creature like the humans were capable of dominating Earth. Eva manages to distract Zin and escapes from his laboratory. The guards chases her, but the queen shows up with a goldfish to rescue her. Upon learning from Eva to conquer her fears, the queen decided to go challenge Loroc to take back her throne. She tells Loroc to hand over her scepter, the symbol of authority, and step down from her throne. The guards, seeing the childish queen now standing up to Loroc, decided to support the queen on her rights. Loroc, with no other choice, hands over the scepter. The queen gives Eva the location of the ruined human civilization beyond a dangerous desert, and Eva decided to go there believing she can find a human there. She says goodbye to Queen Ojo and begins her journey. On her way, she reunites with Robot and Otto, who couldn't leave her all by herself. They decided to follow her to the location to the other humans. They see Rovender on the road, who decided to join them on the journey, and Eva is so excited as she sees the human city from afar. A narrow bridge is what leads to the city, but crossing it is really dangerous because there is a lake of sulfuric acid beneath it. The other option they have, to lead them inside the city, will take them 5 days, so they have no choice but to take the risk. Just as they got to the middle of the bridge, they find out the other parts of the bridge is damaged, and according to Robot, they have no chance of survival if they cross. Eva persuades the team to enter Goldfish to cross, but at the moment they almost cross the bridge, the engine fails. The goldfish falls inside the sulfuric acid, leaving Eva and the team trapped as there is no way back and there is no way front. Eva cries as it's all her fault for putting them in danger, but Rovender tells her that she instead changed his life. He was depressed when he lost his family, but meeting Eva changed everything. They remember that Otto can glide, and they decided to use him to glide to the city, but for this to be possible, they need to climb something really high. The risk they are about to take is way too much, but greater things in life comes with risk. They struggled to climb to a very high metal in the bridge, and fortunately, they managed to make it. Now, as for the final step, they all climb on Otto's back, who glides them into the city. Eva is so excited as she runs into the city looking for humans, but what she sees next breaks her heart. All she saw in the city is graveyards and decayed corpses. Eva cries as she realizes that she is the last human on Earth. Out of nowhere, the hunter beast suddenly shows up and attacks Eva, but Otto, Robot, and Rovender defends her. While they fight the beast, they tell Eva to run and try and survive since she's the last human. The beast defeats and traps them and goes after Eva again. While Eva hides, we find out it was Loroc who sent the beast to kill her. The beast catches her, but Eva manages to stab it in his arm and takes his weapon, which she used to release a force that sent him flying like a piece of shit. This beast refuses to die and tries to shoot her, but Robot shows up and uses her body as shield to save Eva. That sand sniper baby that Eva tries to save back at the forest shows up to her rescue, but it didn't come alone. It brought his whole family to fight the beast, and as well brought its mother, who finishes it up in seconds. Eva cries as Robot says her last words and dies. An airship lands in front of them and a human called Cadmus comes out, saying he is here to take Eva to her homeland. That was how the show ended. If you love animation movies, please subscribe to this channel and keep watching. Bye.